There's a certain magic that happens when, as a musician, you get to that point where you can accurately, consistently, and quickly learn songs by ear. Now, if this seems like an impossible, overwhelming task, or even if it doesn't, stick around because I'm going to give you a practical thing you can do, an exercise, so to speak, that you can work on your bass to start training your ear, to start training your fingers and your ears to work together to hear what's happening in the music you're listening to. Let me know in the comments if you can kind of already do this, or if this really just seems like some sort of voodoo, black magic, dark arts thing that people can do and just magically play what they're listening to. No matter where your current ability to play by ear is, I'm hoping that this video will have something useful in it for you. I'm mostly going to talk about intervals and how they relate to the major scale. If that all makes total sense to you, then yeah, you might want to go find a different video. Maybe about slapping technique or rhythms or something else you're struggling with. But if you have no idea what I mean by intervals or major scale, or you don't fully understand that, stick around. We're going to start with the G major scale. Right here, 3rd fret, E string. We're going to put our 2nd finger there, pinky on A, 1st finger on B. So G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, and then back down. My E string sounds out of tune. Why does it sound out of tune? Because it is. I literally just tuned it though. Apparently my E string was slightly flat. We're going to start with a G major scale. 2nd fret on G, 3rd fret E string. Go G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or F sharp, G. G, F sharp, E, D, C, B, A, G. We're also going to do it going straight up the E string like this. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Now this does two things. We're starting to train our brain to hear the major scale, which is something you should already be practicing. If you're not practicing your major scale on a regular basis, you should add that to your practice list. The other thing it helps us do is think about the scale going across the neck and also up and down the neck, like this. Two very important, equally important ways of thinking about playing. Next, we're going to break it down by each note or each interval. If you don't know what an interval is is basically a unit of measure, kind of, for the distance between two notes. So, if we have G, our first note of the scale is a second, or a whole step up. That's the interval. A second. Major second. Major second, to be specific. So what we're going to do is we're going to play G, and then A on the E string. G, A. Then we're going to do G, open A string. G, A, G, open A. G, A, G, open A. The other thing that's really helpful is to start singing these. G, A, G, A, G, A, G, A. Hearing the notes, singing the notes, playing the notes all helps to train your ear and your hands and your physical body to internalize the different sounds, the different spaces between the notes. Next we'll do B, G, B, G, G, B, G, B, G, B, G, B, G, B, G, B. So we have G, 3rd fret on the E string, B, 7th fret, G, B, 2nd fret A, G, B. Next we'll do C, G, C. Oh, by the way, G to B is a major 3rd, G to C is a perfect 4th. G, C, G, C, G, C. Going back and forth between the C on the G string and the C on the A string. This is also a good time to mention if you're stuck in tab world, this is a great way to start thinking about the notes instead of the fret numbers. The fret numbers are very helpful when learning, but at the end of the day, we're making music, so it's very, very important to think about the actual notes, not just the string and the fret numbers that you're playing. So next we have D, which is a perfect 5th. G, D. We're also going to add in open D string on this one. So we got 3 ways to play the D now. G, E string D, A string D, open D string. It's also a good demonstration. You can hear the slightly different sounds you get versus open, playing in the middle of the neck, playing higher on the neck. You get 3 distinct sounds, which is just something to think about as you're playing and improvising or writing bass lines. Moving on, next we have E, G, E, G, E, G, E, G, E, G, E, G, E. So now we have 12th fret E string, 7th fret A string, 2nd fret D string. Those are all E. And that's going to be a major 6th interval. D was a perfect 5th. I don't know if I said that. But now we have major 6th. Whoop. Getting a little sloppy. There we go. Next we have F sharp, which is a major 7th. G, F sharp, G, F sharp, G, F sharp, G, F sharp. So we have 14th fret on the E string, 9th fret on the A string, 4th fret on the D string. Major 7th, and then lastly, our octave. G, G. We can also play the open G string. There's 4 ways to do that one now. G. So we have open E, we have the open G string, 5th fret D, 10th fret A, I almost said 3rd, 15th fret E, G, 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 G. Next, we'll do that same thing with the C major scale. Starting on A string, 2nd fret. We'll also think about all those notes are part of the C major scale. I sort of skipped over these 2 on the G major. We'll get to it now with the C. So wherever you're starting on the bass, unless you're starting with open E, you can always go down. C major scale, no sharps or flats. So we can go C, B, A, G, F, E. Those are all part of the C major scale as well. But we'll do it all in the A string next. If you don't know already, it's the whole step, half step. Whole step is 2 frets, half step is 1. So you're starting on C, go up 2 frets, that's a whole step, another whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. That's the pattern for the major scale. So now we'll do C. We'll do C, D, C, D, C, C, D, C, D. Next E, C, E. Now here's one. We can also go down to the E. C, E, C, E, C, E, C, E. Now we'll do F, C, F, C. The intervals here are the same, too. We have a perfect 4th, whoops, perfect 4th, perfect 4th. But going down, that's actually a 5th. An inverse of a 4th is a 5th. And going up from C to E was a major 3rd. Going down from C to E is a minor 6th. But just focus on the sounds for right now. We're not too worried about knowing how to correctly label intervals. C, E, C, E, C, E, C, E, C, C, F, C, F, C. Next is G, C, G. Whoops, C, G, C, G. So I got the open G string now, which means we'll have all those ways to play G, C, G, C, G, C, G. Next we have C to A, which is our sixth note of the scale, major sixth. C, 12th fret A, C, 7th fret, C, 2nd fret, C, and then 5th fret on the E, and the open A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 different ways to play A in relationship to our 3rd fret C here. Have the A on the E string, open A 12th fret, A 7th fret on the D, 2nd fret G. Next, we have B, our major 7th, which has just as many ways as the A. C, B, C, B, C, B, C, B, C, B. Whoops, I played a C. We'll do one more. We'll go to A now on the E string. So A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. G sharp, F sharp, E. Those are all the notes of the A major scale. So we can go A, B, A, B, A, C sharp, A, C sharp, A, D, A, D, A, E, A, E, A, E, A, low E, A, F sharp, A, F sharp, A, F sharp, A, F sharp, A, G sharp, G sharp, A, G sharp, A, G sharp, A, G sharp, A. I missed one. And then octaves. And unison in there. I forgot to do the octaves for C. C, 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 C. Yeah, you have a unison here. So this exercise does two things for you. It allows you to start training yourself to think of where all the notes are all over the fretboard. And then also, it starts training your ear to hear the different notes, hear the relationship between each note of the scale. I showed you the pattern for the 1 octave major scale on the E and 1 octave major scale on the A string. No matter where you start that on the E string or the A string, you can do a major scale using those two patterns. The next thing to do is to make sure you can identify all of the notes in each scale. So like for instance, D would be D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. Now, I have a piano background, so I have all of these key signatures memorized. That might be your first step. Maybe you want to do that first. Or just try to feel them out by the notes you're playing. I just know that if B major is F, C, G, D, A sharp. So it'd be B sharp, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B. I just know all that in my brain, tucked away, locked in. Maybe that's what you want to do too. Memorize the circle of fifth, memorize your key signatures. All of this, all of these different things can start working together. And if you consistently train on this stuff every day for even just 5 or 10 minutes at a time, you will notice an improvement in your ability to start hearing things, learning things. From here, you could also do it with the minor scale. And then all of the different modes, like Dorian or Mixolydian would probably be the two most common to start with. If you can identify all the notes of all those scales, hear the intervals, sing the intervals, you'll be unstoppable. You will be a music learning, ear training, song learning machine. A bass playing, ear training, song learning machine. I have another video where I did a deep dive on intervals. If you want to go watch that, it's linked here. Put it at the end. It'll be here somewhere. You can click on it. Alright, that's going to do it for this video. I will see you next time. Bye.